Hello CA Inter students, this is CA Rishab Ostwal. I've got All India rank 1 in CA final, All India rank 1 in all the three levels of CMA, CMA Foundation, CMA Inter and CMA final, and All India rank 8 in CA Inter. Now this video is going to be about the study strategy for CA Inter. I will be delving deep right from the materials to be chosen till the last day and the exam day strategy. Without wasting time, let's begin. So material. So for practical subjects, have a concept book and you need to choose the right material. So you need to choose a faculty which has at least a concept book and a question bank. Concept book would cover all your concepts, provisions, sections, and etc. Question bank would cover all the questions from the ICI sources. The sources would be ICI material, your RTPs, MTPs, and your previous year questions. This is the bare minimum for your practical subjects. Now, coming for your theory subjects, you need to choose a material which is where there are no material modifications compared to your ICI material. Now, what should be the revision time? The revision time generally varies, but on an average, you have to revise at least 15 days thoroughly each subject in the first revision, and the second revision take 50% of your first revision, which is 7 to 8 days. Now, what are certain golden tips, certain insider tips which helped me ace these ranks in my CA and CMA exams? Believe me, these are going to be extremely helpful. So the first tip is to strike out the easy questions. This is for a practical paper. We need to this should ideally be done in the first revision, and we need to eliminate around 30 to 40% of your chunk in the first revision itself. You need to strike out the questions which you feel are very easy, you are very confident with, and you are sure that these are the questions which you will not go wrong with. Yes, and the next step is to make important markings could be done with the red pen, where so see red stands out in color, right? So you would mark the LDR questions. LDR stands for last year revision. Then you would mark the relative importance of the questions. So you can divide questions into category A, category B, and category C, and you have to mark them in your concept book and in your question bank. Okay, this topic is a category A topic. I have to revise multiple times. This question is a category C question. I can choose to revise it only once or twice and choose to ignore it in the next subsequent revisions. So that's the use of markings. And finally, logics. Now you have to write the logics in the concept book and question bank. So while you're watching the class, the faculty would have explained the logic. While you might be able to understand the logic while you are listening to the class, but you might forget the logic or the intent or the background behind the provision or behind the concept. So you need to note that provision down, and I have a habit of noting down the logics in my own mother tongue. Now this helps me in remembering the concepts for a longer period of time. Now, the markings of LDR and importance should be done in the first revision. The markings of logics should be done during your classes itself. Now, there's a certain order which is to be followed. The order is first you have to do the concepts, then question bank, and then your mock exams. But I've often observed that students, even at the CA final level, skip doing concepts and directly go to the question bank and then give their mock exams. That's not the right way of doing things. You need to first do the concepts, then question bank, and then your mock exams. Now, talking about mock exam, you need to you might be enrolled in the test series platform where experts would be evaluating your papers. And undoubtedly the benefits of test series platform are immense. Even we at Edu Home Connect, we are a test series platform where we have expert faculties who correct the papers. We have an online interactive dashboard, but keeping all of that, you also need to self-evaluate your mock exam. How would you do that? So once you have finished your exam, download the answer key from the test series platform, or in case you're doing a RTP or MTP from ICA, download the answers released by ICI, and you need to compare these answers with your own answer sheet. Now this would expand your thinking horizons. This would help you achieve the mindset of the evaluator or the examiner. And then talking about now, once you are evaluating this, you will be able to realize the mistakes that you are doing. So you need to keep a log of these mistakes. So you need to keep a diary where you note down these mistakes. Now these are the mistakes both during revision as well as during mock exams, and you need to keep revising these uh, mistakes often so that you do not repeat them in the subsequent revisions. So repeating mistake is a crime. And another very obvious tip, but people often uh, go wrong at this, is they change their material often. They do not stick to one material. Like they take classes from one faculty, they revise from another material, then they shift to an altogether new material for the last day revision. That's not at all preferred. Stick to one material right from the start till the end, and you have to revise the same material multiple times. It should become your visual memory. Then prioritization, I've already covered this in the markings one, where you have to focus on the important chapters, important questions first, and then on the less important questions. CA, this is not only for CA inter but also for CA final. I often say people that you have to categorize, you have to direct your efforts in the right direction. Suppose you put a lot of efforts in the category C chapter, but the probability of it being asked is very low. It's only you wasting your efforts. Rather, you should have put the efforts in the category A or category B chapter. Then I am not telling you to leave any particular chapter. Even you have to do category C chapter. CA and CMA, all of these are professional courses, and you never know when the institute tests even a category C chapter. And then for theory papers, make summary notes, make sticky notes. Now summary notes would be in your have a separate book for a theory paper where you would make summary of all the provisions and keep revising them on a daily basis for at least 25 to 30 minutes. So I got 93 in CA final audit, which is the highest in the history of ICAI, in the 75-year history of ICAI. How did I manage to get 93 in CA finals audit? Now the tip for me was, the golden tip which worked for me was using sticky notes. I stuck a lot of sticky notes on my wall, and I used to revise them on a daily basis for 25 to 30 minutes. Now I noticed that at the end of my study leave, I was able to revise the entire sticky notes for around 3 to 4 times. Now this was in addition to the revision which I had already done. Now what should be a strategy in the last day before exam? Focus again on categorization. I have talked about this innumerable times. I'm again telling it that you have to focus on category A chapters first, then B, and then C. Not only chapters, even concepts within a particular chapter. For practical questions which are format heavy, like say those from amalgamation, consolidation, you need to practice them on pen and paper. Avoid doing new concepts, new chapters, new questions in the last day before exam. It would create unnecessary panic in you. Focus on revising your existing syllabus. Now, your exam day, what should be your approach in your exam day? Drawing lines with scales is not at all required. Even in CA final, you do not draw lines. You have to just ensure that your handwriting is neat and legible, and you are writing all your working notes assumptions in the paper appropriately. Now, the papers can be lengthy. Time management will become very critical. Particularly, this happens in professional courses like CA. So follow a simple 1.8. You have 3 hours generally, and you have 100 marks to attempt. So follow a simple 1.8 minute per mark rule, and you need to keep re-evaluating whether you are on track or off track on a regular basis. Attempt easy and best questions first, because this would set the tone for the interviewer. It would the first impression is the last impression, and also it would build confidence within yourself. We have already talked about working notes and assumptions. Finally, avoid post-mortem evaluation. Now, what is post-mortem evaluation? People often, once the exam is done, they come and discuss the answers with their peers. They discuss the answers with the faculties, or they try to see what was answered by seeing the material. Now, this is not at all recommended, because this would create again unnecessary panic in you. That should be it. Thank you so much, and all the very best for your upcoming exams, and stay connected with our YouTube channel for more such content.